Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me. I am Sanyukta Saxena and today we are going to be learning two more tangles. They are basically border or ribbon style tangles and we will be adding those to our tangle kitty. They are tangles by CZTs. Yeah, let's get started with today's session. The first tangle that I am going to show you is called 1, 2, 3 O'Leary. Yes. What I am going to do here is probably draw two parallel lines for reference like this. Yes, and then I'm going to start adding these thick bands 1 and 2 and then use this to add an orb just like a printum. Again going to extend the bands. Again going to extend this and roll it in just like printums. Again draw two bands. You can add any number of bands as you feel like. Again roll it in. Again draw bands like this. Yeah. So that's the tangle O'Leary. 1, 2, 3 O'Leary. Yes. So you can always add orbs or lines in between, yeah, to fill up the in between spaces, or you can simply ink it. Yeah, looks pretty nice on shading. It's a nice border tangle. So if you want to shade it, the best way is to add on two sides of these bands that you have drawn, and then here inside, just like we do for printums. Yeah. So that's usually the way we go about shading it, but again, it's a personal choice. If you want to shade it in a different way, you can. Yeah, so that's the basic tangle. I'm going to show you once more. So just draw two lines for your reference and then start drawing these bands. 2 or 3, as many as you like, and then extend this band and curl it in like this. Again add bands. Again extend this band, curl it in. Again add bands. Again extend this band and curl it in. Yeah. So that was the first tangle. The second tangle, again a border tangle, is by Maria Wennikins. She is also a CZT and this tangle is called Bosch. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add triangles, one up, one down, like these. Yeah. So I've added triangles in this fashion and then I'm going to just join it with the outer line like this with the help of two open brackets, something like this. Yeah, and then I'm just going to add orbs inside, or you can add something else if you wish to. Like this. Yeah, and then I'm going to ink this space. So pick up a bolder nib and then ink the space like this. Yeah. So this is how the tangle looks like once you have inked those spaces, and again shading is your personal choice. So if the orbs are big enough, you can always add shading to these orbs just like pearls. And you can always add shading on both sides just like we shade border tangles, or you can shade it any other way you feel like. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's how the Tangle Bosch looks like, and this is the other border tangle. Let's use these two border tangles to draw our tile for today. Yeah. So I'm first going to start with a border with a sense of gratitude and appreciation towards this beautiful art form. Just place a light-handed border with your pencil. So your tile is no longer blank. Yeah. And then I'm just going to add a rough S string, something like this. Yeah. I hope you can see the string. Yes. So first, starting with our first tangle, that is 1, 2, 3, or probably we will start with Bosch first. So adding an aura, or adding 2 lines first to draw our first tangle, right? And then I'm just going to insert those triangles the way I showed you. Start to draw. Slowly, take your time. One up, one down, one up, one down. Take your time. Just move as the lines are moving. Yeah. So once we are done with that, now I'm going to extend. Add an orb inside all. Slowly. Add an orb inside each of the triangles. If you wish, you can add something else also. Again, if you want to create tangulations, opportunities are unlimited. So now just adding 2 curves. Wherever the pointed side of the triangle. Yeah. Take your time. Slowly. Add those curves and then ink. Yeah. So I'm now going to ink. The sections in between the orbs and the section formed between the curve, the 2 curved lines that I drew. Like this. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue. Take your time and slowly ink. Yeah. So that's how my tangle looks like once we ink all the sections. Yeah, make sure you ink properly. And then I'm going to add an aura. The same thing on the other side. Right, and then I'm going to roll in this aura to add my next tangle. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3. O'Leary, or probably we will add a Marasu here and add that tangle somewhere else. What say? Yeah, you keep changing mind as you draw. Yeah. So I have rolled this aura in, and now I'm going to be adding some Marasu. So Marasu is again adding some stripes like this, double lines to create some sections. Take your time. Create those divisions. And then we are going to ink it alternatively as done in the Tangle Marasu. Marasu is a Zentangle original, unlike Bosch, right? And now this place probably we will use for some other tangle. So let's first ink, yeah? So let us start from here itself. So you can either leave a highlight as you ink, or you can add it later with your chalk. Whichever I'm sorry, whichever way you like it. Yeah, so I'm going to do that exercise in the alternate sections. Slowly, take your time. Yeah. Moving on to the next. So I'm almost finishing inking my Marasu on the last section, inking the alternate sections with a highlight in between. Like this. Yeah. And this section probably you can add a tangle called Spangle. Yes, Spangle is also a tangle by CZT Mini Lombard, and it just goes like these rice shapes or petal shapes or seed shapes, whatever you want to call it. And they just go about in any direction as if some bunch of fish. Yeah, that's Tangle Spangle. And I'm just going to add probably a dot at the ends. You can also deck it up. So in some of them probably you can add auras. It's a very simple tangle to draw. Just the seed shape. And then you can add different angles inside it if you wish to. Yeah, so if you want you can add lines, whatever you feel like. So I'll just add some slanting lines like these. You can also add orbs. You can add anything you feel like. Right, so I can add some orbs. Yeah, so that's the tangle spangle. So you can see here I've added some bit of line work. Just anything that you feel like you can add there. Just if you want to just add some dots, you can do that also. Few you can just leave like that empty, right? So entirely up to you. How do you want to deck it up? Now we have this space left. So let's first draw our tangle, the second border tangle that we learned. Yeah, so I'm going to add a pencil line like this, right? And then start with that tangle right away. So that was one aura and then two aura, and then just roll it in, give a nice curl, then again one aura, two aura, again roll it in, again one aura, two aura. You can always add more, whichever way you feel comfortable. So you can keep extending the number of auras. So slowly draw the tangle like this. Yeah. Again auras, roll it in, again auras, roll it in, again simple to draw, looks pretty nice on shading. Yeah, so I'm going to close it here, and now this in between spaces you can comfortably ink it, or if you want you can add some lines, whichever way you feel like. Yeah, so I'm just adding some bit of weight there, ink there, like this. Yeah, I'll do the same on the other side also, or you can just like this. So our second border tangle is also now in place. Now it is up to you what do you want to insert in this space, right? So I'll just insert a nice and beautiful flowy senna there. But before that I'm just adding a very close aura to my border tangle. Quite close. And now just add a C shape or an S shape wherever, whatever you want to start with, and start with the tangle senna. So senna, again a very versatile tangle. You can't really replicate this tangle, so just follow whichever way you start drawing the lines first. Just keep auraing. You don't really have to follow me as far as this tangle is concerned. I'm just going to keep adding auras. Like this. Yeah, so just push your pen a little harder as you start with the line, and then release the pressure. And continue the same exercise till you fill up the entire space with this beautiful tangle. Again, a Zentangle original Sena. So it's not important that lines be so close to each other. You can also keep a gap, a wider gap if you feel like. Yeah, so just go with how you feel like at that time. Continuing to draw Sena, changing the direction of lines now. You can maneuver the lines any which ways you want. Just keep adding auras. You may not add this weight at the end that I am adding. That's a small enhancement. Right? So you may or may not do that. Again, going to continue in the same fashion. Take your time. Slowly. Fill up the entire space with these beautiful lines. So I am done with drawing my Sena also. Let us now go ahead and shade our tile. Yeah. So let's start with our border tangles only. So as I mentioned to you, just add at the two ends. As far as this tangle is concerned, slowly go to each of the two layers that you have inserted in between the printums. Add graphite at the two ends and highlight the center. And as far as the curl is concerned, just add on the curl inside the curl. Like this. So now let's blend. So don't blend too much. Again, it's a small space, so make sure you don't blend the graphite too much. Yeah. Now just blend the inside. A soft touch, not much. Just blur the graphite. That's it. Yeah. Coming to our Sena again. Generally shaded on this line from where we started. And then I'm just going to add graphite inside and close the space. Not too less, not too much. Yeah. So let us first blend this much. And now let us blend the edges. So pull it towards the center, but make sure you don't cover the entire place. Yeah, so whites and grays both should be discrete and visible. That's what will add that contrast and dimension to your tile. A little extra darkness at the edges is what I am doing here. Just soften it. Yeah, coming to our next angle, that is Bosch. Again, I'm going to add on the two sides, but you can also shade it in a different way. That's generally the way to shade your border tangles, to add graphite on both sides, the edges. Yeah, again blend, but don't blend too much. Soften the graphite. Make sure the center remains white, like that. Yeah. Then coming to our Marasu. Marasu I have used many times in my tiles. So you have to add on both sides of the white section, or you can just follow the spiral, whichever way you find it easier to shade. Just add on both sides of the spiral, you will get the same effect. Take your time. So again, these are two nice border tangles issued by CZTs, which you can comfortably use in your tiles. They are very simple to draw. Use the basic Zentangle strokes. Yeah, so just try them out, and if you find them simple, then just start to use them. Yeah, and then finally coming to our spangle. So up to you, how do you want to shade it? I'm just going to probably shade half. Like this. Again, it's up to you, how do you want to shade? You can also add some at the beginning, at the end. Even that will look nice. I'm shading half. Yeah, so just take your time, go to each, add that graphite, see what looks nice. Yeah, I think we are done with that. That's about it. If you want, you can add some more spangles there, or you can just leave it like that. Entirely up to you. You can also add some dots, some black pearls here and there. Yeah, you can also add some lines in your Marasu. So you can go on and on. There is no... I'm just going to add probably one more here, like that. Yeah. Just adding some crinkly lines there. You can draw anything inside it. That's not an issue. Yeah. So that's about it. That's our tile for today. I'm now going to close it. So put in your chop, very important. Put your initial on your tile. Sign and date it. Put in a comment if you wish to. Right? So basically we learned two main tangles, and this is also a new tangle for you. Very easy to draw. So we'll meet again with some more new tangles issued by CZTs. Hope you are enjoying the sessions. Thank you for all your comments and feedback. Bye-bye.